Mother's Cookies is a brand of cookies that primarily sold on the West Coast and started in 1914.
Love the pinks,
Love the whites.
love the pinks, love the whites. You remember the pink ones, you remember the whites. Mother's Circus animal cookies are still my favorite, alright. Love the pinks, love the whites, love the pinks, love the whites. I love them from the beginning.
I loved them since I was 3.
The original circus animal cookies from the best little cookie company.
Since 1914.
Mother's Cookies began in 1914 with a man named Noah Mique Wheatley, an immigrant from England who wound up working on a farm in Canada at the age of 14. Noah, who preferred to go by his middle name of Meek, ran away at the age of 16 and with a grade school education making his way to San Francisco, where he worked hard as a newspaper vendor on the corner of Market and Kearny Streets. Every day, an elderly couple would walk past his cart with a basket of vanilla cookies, which they sold door to door. He finally stopped the couple, tried one, and decided to buy the rights to the recipe right then and there. At the time, San Francisco was still struggling to recover from the destruction left by the 1906 earthquake. Meek went across the bay to Oakland and began producing 2,000 vanilla cookies a night from a 3-square-foot oven in a small bakery on 12th Street. He named the cookies Mother's in honor of the first National Mother's Day, which was proclaimed on May 9, 1914. When it was time to hire help, he placed an ad in the paper and hired 2 young women, Grace and her cousin Leopoldine. Meek would later marry Leopoldine. The Wheatleys continued to work hard, churning out their boxes of vanilla cookies at $1 a box. They loaded up their deliveries in a horse-drawn cart, pulled by a rented horse appropriately named Vanilla. Eventually, the Model T took Vanilla's place, and by 1922, the bakery outgrew its small storefront. Meek used every dime he had, even selling a beloved piano, and in 1949 bought a larger bakery on 18th Street in Oakland, which would be its home for the next 6 decades. Mother's had evolved from a one-man plant making 2,000 cookies a night into part of a number 3 U.S. cookie company baking 17.5 million cookies a day. The company's 183,000 square foot Oakland bakery was so big that employees rode tricycles to carry ingredients and keep up with quality control. Mother's would become known for its taffy and frosted circus animal cookies and its red and purple logo featuring Mother's face. Unfortunately, Meek passed away in 1955 and his son Floyd took over the company. Leopoldine continued to be heavily involved in Mother's Cookies. Mother's Cookies would go on to sell millions of cookies, most notably the pink and white sprinkle-coated circus animal cookies. They would also be known for their taffy cookies, of course, and although they sold millions of cookies, they were considered small in comparison to their national rivals. As part of their advertising campaign, the company introduced their own version of baseball cards in 1952 and 1953, with 2 sets released featuring players in the Pacific Coast League. It would be another 30 years before the company would introduce baseball cards again. By the 1960s and into the 70s, the plant was fully automated. Cookies were made with fresh ingredients, mixed in 2,000-pound batches, and baked in one of its 5 300-foot-long ovens to speed the process. Cookies were packed straight from the production line to preserve freshness and delivered directly from the warehouse to stores. Although the company had been around for almost 70 years, it was considered small and regional compared to the other companies like Nabisco, Keebler, and Pepperidge Farms. The company needed a viral marketing campaign, but this was before social media existed. They needed a campaign that was regionally based but nationally recognized. Mother's Cookies took to the screen with TV commercials featuring actual employees dancing and singing as they baked Mother's Cookies. Throughout the 80s, the company baked over 17 million cookies a day to keep up with the demand for the delicious animal cookies. During the 1980s, you may have remembered when Mother's Cookie sets used to hand out baseball cards as well. The promotion expanded to several teams west of the Mississippi, with the Astros, the A's, the Mariners, Dodgers, Padres, Rangers, and Angels eventually getting their own sets. Additionally, superstars such as Nolan Ryan, Will Clark, Matt Williams, Jose Canseco, Mark McGwire, and Ken Griffey Jr. were also given their own individual sets. I remember in 1990 when they used to pack Nolan Ryan cards in specially marked packages of cookies. In the realm of baseball cards, Mother's Cookies is best known for their team sets, which were inserted into products in the markets of the certain major league teams. Mother's later had a series of corporate owners. A Belgian company named Artel BV bought it in 1991. It was owned by Specialty Foods Corporation of Illinois in the late 1990s, and in the year 2000, Specialty sold Mother's and Archway Cookies to Parmalat, which in turn sold the combined business to Catterton for an undisclosed sum. Catterton said in a statement it took a number of actions to remedy the company's financial crisis, but these actions were not sufficient to overcome the losses and return Mother's Cake and Cookie Company and Archway Cookies, LLC, to profitability. Mother's would turn around and modernize its logo, polishing it up, its packaging, and introducing new cookies. A $500,000 makeover intended to keep the company competitive against rivals Nabisco and Keebler. Also, Mother's was following in its rivals' footsteps by reducing the volume of cookies in certain packages while keeping the same price, called shrinkflation. Going back to the company changing ownership, in the late 2000, Parmalat Bakery Division bought Mother's and Archway Cookies from Specialty Foods Corporation of Illinois for $250 million. Parmalat Bakery was a unit of Italy's Parmalat, an international food company known for its milk in a box. The company that made Mother's Cookies at the end was Archway and Mother's Cake and Cookie Company of Battle Creek, Michigan. It was owned by Catterton Partners, a private equity firm in Greenwich, Connecticut, which in 2005 purchased it from Italian firm Parmalat, which was plagued by scandals at home. Mother's had a lineup of more than 50 cookie varieties, launching patriotic circus animal cookies with red, white, and blue icing, candy chip, fudge gauchos, and combinations of fudge and mint, graham, or peanut butter. The company also made Fudge Circus and Mother's Blasters, a chocolate sandwich cookie. In 2006, Mother's Cookie and Cake Company was uprooted from its plant on the 81st Avenue in Oakland and relocated. About 230 employees lost their jobs. Company control shifted to Archway Cookies, to Artel NV, to Specialty Foods Corporation, to Parmalat Bakery. The last one was a division of the Italian company that became Europe's version of Enron, which led to Chapter 11 proceedings and private equity companies coming in to lay off hundreds of employees and strip mine Mother's Cookies for parts, then selling it to different private equity companies who would repeat the process, citing rising prices of raw materials and fuel. Mother's Cookies went out of business in 2008. Kellogg's eventually acquired the company, which means you can still buy those nubby pink and white cookies today. They taste the same. In April of 2019, Kellogg's announced the sale of Mother's Cookies, among other brands, to Italian confectioner Ferrero S.p.A., creators of Nutella. Thank you for watching. If you like this content, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Thanks.